Check.
Okay.
I gave her mine.
Okay, Assalamualaikum.
You don't want her to use that one? You need her to use this one? Oh, okay. All right.
Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin wassalatu wassalam. Ala astronomy anbiya wa mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi
It's not
ajma'in.
loud.
Test.
It's working.
It's working? Alhamdulillah. Oh. Oh. So how is everybody doing today? Alhamdulillah. Nice. So thank you for being here with me today. So we're going to talk about something that is very precious to us. What am I going to talk about? Earth? That's good. Anybody else? Water, yes. Pangea? Wow, that's like, woo! So I'm going to talk about Earth today, like why we need to take care of our Earth. But specifically, I'm going to talk about water. Why water? Because this month, on the 22nd, March 22nd, which is next week, is the commemoration, the World Water Day by the United Nations. Does anybody know about that, World Water Day? No? So now you know. The March 22nd every year is the World Water Day. When is the day? Anybody knows? Allahu Alam? Okay. What is that? No? April 22nd. So you're pretty close. So next month, we're going to celebrate Earth Day. But this month is the Water Day. So let's see. Why we want to talk about water? Because water is very precious. And also, it's something that we cannot live without, right? Can you imagine if you don't drink water one day? Can we survive? No? Yes? Yes. So, but water is not only us human that needs water. Yes, animals and plants, they need water too, right? Because every living thing needs water. What about what? I cannot hear you. Cousin? Yes, of course, your cousins. Is that what you mean? Yes, of course. So let's see. And then I put this, can everybody see this? Save a drop, save your future. Can anybody guess what it means? Yes. Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's a good answer. Anybody wants to try another answer? Yes, that's right. And also when you brush your teeth in the morning or at night, so when you brush your teeth, you can turn off your faucet. So then don't let the water run. And when you ready again to gargle, then you can put the water on again. Yes? Yeah. Can you make a quick shower? Why not? Yes, we can. Now, from now on, when you take a shower, please make sure you time it. 2 hours? Wow, that's swimming. It's not taking a shower. So, yeah, try to take a shower, time it, and then every day you have to reduce it. Like, for example, if you take a shower, how long do you take shower every day? 15 minutes? Half an hour, that's okay. Okay, let's try to take 15 minutes starting tomorrow. And every day you have to have less 1 minute, okay? Tomorrow 15 minutes, the next day 14 minutes, and then until you can take shower 5 minutes. Can anybody do that? Try it, okay? Try it. Inshallah you can. So as Muslim, why do we have to care about water, about earth? Yes? Yes, Allah gives us water. That's correct. Anybody else? Yes, water is limited. Water. How about, what is that? Yes, care about ourselves, right? Yes, we should use what we have. So, why we need to care about the earth? Because there's a lot of messages in the Quran, in the Sunnah of the Prophet, but I'm just going to point two things today. First is the message that we are the Khalifa upon this earth. Anybody knows the meaning of Khalifa? Can anybody guess? Yes? Life? What is that? Voice of Allah. Someone knows a lot of knowledge. So Khalifa is actually the caretaker. So we are, as human beings, we are the Khalifa of Allah upon this earth, on this earth. What does it mean? It means that we are the caretaker of this earth. Allah gave us this as a trust, as the amana. So we are the caretaker. So we have to take care of the animal, of the plants, of other people in this planet and not to destroy it. That's one thing. Another thing is there is a message in the Quran. It says the mizan. So mizan means the balance. Like, for example, we use water, right? So we don't use too much water. Like, what is your name again? The one who said, like, we cannot use too much water? What? Samraj? Nourish. Okay, Nourish. Nourish. So she said, if we use too much water, then we're not going to have water again in the future. So that's like beyond our limit. So the mizan is to keep within the limit that Allah gives us. So we need to take care of this earth and not go beyond the limit. So next one, I want to show a film. So please watch this film because I'm going to ask questions after this, okay? That's okay. Okay, so that is just like a short film about what about the story of waters, like how water is being used, and in everything that we use every day, there's water. like from your clothing, the way to make your clothing, we need water, right? And then also like your food, everything that is that we have encountered in life needs water. So, but why water is very important in Islam? Because, can anybody guess why? Okay, yes, yes, we use water for wudu. Oh, already. Yes, we use water for wudu, right? We make salat 5 times a day. And every time before salat, we have to make wudu. So can you imagine how many Muslim in the world? Yes, if you don't have water, then you can make tayammum. But like when you have water, we use water as part of wudu. So can you imagine how many Muslim in the world right now? 1 point, no, 1.6 to 1.7 billion Muslim in the world. So that's a lot of Muslim, right? And can you imagine like every single one of them makes salat 5 times a day and they have to make wudu. So like when we make wudu, we're not supposed to waste water. But a lot of us, including me sometimes, I waste water. But the Prophet said, like, we're not supposed to waste water even when we are in the running stream, meaning like in the river. Even if we make wudu in the river, we're not supposed to waste water. Now our running stream, running water is from the tap. We have, we open it and then the water just running. And then we keep like, making wudu just like slowly and then just waste a lot of water. Sometimes our clothing is also making wudu, right? I do that a lot of time. My dress is also making wudu, like, which is not necessary. So I'm going to go through just several ayats in the Quran that says, that mention about water. So I'm going to give this presentation to your teachers so they can go like more detail and, like discuss with you in your classrooms. But I'm going to give like a few points of the ayat in the Quran that mention about water. First is in Surah An-Nur, Allah said that every living thing made from water, so, including us. How many % of our body is water? Yes, yeah. 70 to 80% of our body are water. So, and then also in the plants, in the animals, there's a lot of water. And in the earth itself, how many % are water in the earth? You with the glasses. 3%? Yes, about 75% waters on earth. So that's a lot of waters. But those water on our earth are ocean. We cannot drink it. And only 3%, so only a small tiny drop that we can use for our cooking, our drinking, our shower, and other things, like washing dishes or washing our clothes. And that's 7 billion people that use that water. So that's a lot of people, right? So if we don't save water, if we waste water, then maybe in the future we're not going to have water anymore. So from now on, you have to be very cautious. You have to be careful when you open the tap. Be careful, if you don't use it, just close it. And tell your parents at home, don't waste water, because you don't want to grow up without any water. So we want to save water, so then when you grow up, you will have water. Okay? So that's the first one. And then another ayat also mentioned that human being was created from water in Surah Al-Furqan. And another thing is water is a gift. It's a gift from Allah. So if you have gifts, if you, like for example, your parents or your teacher give a gift for you, a present, what would you do with your gift? Take care of it, right? Take care of it, like make sure you don't destroy it. So it's the same thing. Water is a gift from Allah. And it's His mercy, His rahmah towards us, because we cannot live without water. Yeah, you have a question? What is that? Oh, if you don't like the present, but you will like water, right? Do you like water? Do you like to drink water? Yes. So we like water, the gift and the present from Allah, right? We have to take care. Just like when you get a gift from your teacher, from your parents, you have to take care of it. You have any question or you want to say something? Oh, Zamzam water. Wow, that's like the precious water. What is that? Yes, that's yes. Oh, you don't waste water. That's good. You have to tell your friends also. Don't waste water, okay? We have to remind each other, don't waste water. From now on, everybody has to remind each other, okay? Agree? Okay? We have to remind each other because we don't want to lose any water in the future. You have a question? So the 3% of the fresh water, that's actually a lot. But it's a lot. It's actually enough for us because Allah creates water and the earth to be enough for all of us. But if we waste water, like for example, we all here waste our water here. And then the children in other part of the world probably won't have water because we already take all the water here. So is that fair? It's not, right? So that's why we have to save water and not to waste it. So then everyone in the world can have enough water. So actually it's enough for everyone, but if a lot of people take a lot of water and waste it, then it's not going to be enough. So another message in the Quran, water is used as cleansing, for cleaning and purification. So that's when we make wudu. We clean ourselves before we make salat, right? So also the rain, what is the rain? Why Allah create the rains on this earth? Yes, to feed plants, that's good. To replenish water resources, that's good. Anybody else? Why Allah creates rain? What? Yeah, plants can grow. Yeah, trees can grow. Yes, trees give us oxygen. That's correct. Oh, Zamzam. Why Zamzam water is better than other water? So, like, anybody has any answer for that? Why Zamzam? You do? Yes, that's because from Allah. And also because Zamzam water has more minerals than other water in the world. So it's very good for everyone. So, what is that? Yes, it's pure. So anybody remember? So what are the 4 ayahs that I mentioned about water? First, let me see. Let me go back. Oops. So, first, what is that? First, every living thing made from water. Remember that, okay? Everybody remembers that? Every living thing made of water. Can anybody say that? Every living. Yes. And human being created from water, right? And the third one, what is that? Water as gift and divine mercy. Like what? So water is like a gift for us from Allah. And the last one, can we read it together? Water as blessing and purification. So it's for cleansing. Okay, so our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said there are three common goods. There are three things in this world that we need to share. First is water, second is fire, and third is pastures. I will explain what it is. First, water, we know, right? So we have to share water to everyone in the world, not only with human, but also with what? Animals and plants, right? Every living thing, correct. And fire, so fire is the energy. What is energy? Like, what is this lights coming from? It's energy, right? Electricity is energy, right? Yes, so energy also have to be shared around, like for all humankind. And the third one is pastures. What is pastures? It's like forests, plants, so something that we can eat and also animal can eat. So those things we have to share. What is that? Fish, yeah, fish also eat like something on the water. And this is the hadith, the sunnah of the Prophet that I mentioned about making wudu. So one day, one of the Prophet's Sahaba, the companion of the Prophet, was going to make wudu in the running river. And because he wants to show off to the Prophet, right? He wants to show off that he's going to do it right. So he's using a lot of water to make wudu. And the Prophet said, no, that's not the way you do it. Even if you are in the running water, like in the river, you don't waste water. So he said, even in the running water, Ya Rasulullah, he said, yeah, you don't waste water even in the running water. So I want to ask maybe like the teacher here, can we make like a wudu challenge? So I try this in other school. So wudu challenge is, for example, this size of bottle. For example, this size of bottle, we fill up with water, and we have to make wudu with this much. No, just one wudu. You make it in one wudu with this much water. Can you do it? Can others be quiet so I can listen to her? What did you say?
The government put fluorine in our water.
Yeah, that's right. It's actually to kill the bacteria, but they put it too much. That's why we need to promote this clean water, not to like damage our water. So, but this is going back to this wudu challenge, right? So I tried this in other school, and it's very fun. And also to teach children to save water. So we make wudu, especially this is an Islamic school, so we make salat in school, right? So if we can have a wudu challenge, we make wudu in one small bottle of water like this bottle. So everybody tried to make wudu with this bottle. And we tried it. First, it's hard. It's going to be hard because we're so used to have tap water, running water when we make wudu. So we just like use it a lot. But when we know that we only have this much of water, we're going to be like very careful when we make wudu. So I challenge the students and also the teacher here to make that as one of the challenge, maybe like a game or like competition in the school. That's fun and also like educational. Just one person per bottle. Well, when you want to make it a notch, you can make it like more challenging. But no, I think that's very hard. Yeah, probably you can put it half of the, if you want the challenge, half of the bottle, half water, half of the bottle, the water. So, if we see there's a lot of, if you see in the video, right? That's a lot of water being used, especially in this country. So this country actually consume water like more than every country in the world. So we have to be careful about that because we don't want other people to not have any access or don't have any fresh water for their everyday living, like for their drinks, for washing their clothes, or for cooking, right? So, what can we do? Oops, okay. Does anybody know about climate change? So, okay, I'm going to ask question. Can somebody give me whatever they know about climate change? Okay, global warming. Do you know anything about climate change, global warming? No? You know something about global warming? What is that? Water management. What is that? I cannot hear you. Can you speak louder? So, what? Humans' health. Okay, so global warming means that the temperature of our Earth, greenhouse gases? Yes. Yes. So it's called this desalinated. Yes, yeah, but it's very expensive right now. Yeah, right now there is some country that goes through that. What do you mean, like Zamzam water? Yeah, but people use Zamzam water for drinking. Yeah, for Hajj. Like we cannot distribute Zamzam water to the rest of the world. So why we have to like? Do you want to say something about global warming or climate change? Yes. The weather changes, very drastic. The ice melting. Oh, yes. So all those answers were correct. So global warming is the temperature of our Earth is getting hotter and hotter and hotter. So the ice in the pole, the North Pole and South Pole are melting. But then in other part of the world, the soil becoming drier and drier and drier. So the farmers cannot plant any food, any plants, like vegetables or other things. They cannot plant it. They cannot plant any trees because the soil are getting drier because the temperature of the earth is getting hotter. So, and the water in the lakes, for example, in the lakes are getting drier and getting smaller. So, I live in California. So anybody knows where California is? Who? On the West Coast, yeah. So in California, we have a drought. Anybody knows what drought means? I want the smaller children. Drought. What is drought? Drought. Oh, yes. Drought is when it's too hot. So too hot and without any rain. So in California, we have drought for 5 years already. So we only have little rain, and all the plants in California are dying because not enough rain. And we cannot always like water the plants all the time, or like, water the plants or the trees all the time because we don't have enough water. If we keep watering the plants, then I cannot take a shower, I cannot cook, I cannot drink because then I have to feed. So I have to make decision. Which one, so I have to survive first in order for the plants and the animal to survive, right? So when the droughts come, then that means the farmer cannot plant their plants, which is the vegetable, for example, crops, yeah, the plants, the crops, and the trees, right? So then we cannot have any food anymore. Can you imagine if we don't have any food? If we don't have food, we can't survive, right? So in order for us to plant the crops, what do we need? Water, right? So, but with the drought, we don't have water. So then we cannot plant any crops, and then we don't have any food, and then the animal also doesn't have any food. And when the drought happens, what else happens? The animal is not survive. And then what else? No crops? Yeah, but if no crops, then what happened? No food. And then if no food, then what happened? We starve, we die, and we get sick, right? We got sick, and then we die. Yes, end of humanity. So that's why water is very, very important. So when we have to save water, because to save a drop, that means we save the future. And also with global warming, with climate change, we have to be even more careful how to use water. And also, why is that important now? Because a lot of people in the world live in the cities, in the cities. And they use a lot of water. And then we have less and less farmers that can plant the food for us, the crops, or raise animals for us. So then there's more people to be fed. A lot of people need food, but not enough of people producing food. And then with less water, it's even more dangerous, because then, if we don't have enough food in the world, then we're going to be starving, and then we're going to be sick, and that's going to be a lot of problem. So, yes? Yeah, so that's, we can talk about that with our imam or our suyukh, with our teacher. But this is not only like like all this trouble is actually caused by human activities. But then, like this is what we are trying to do right now, is trying to change our behavior so that we don't waste so much water, we don't waste energy, and also we don't waste food, so that we can have enough for your future, for all of you, because you are our future. You are the future generation. And so, can anybody see this map on the screen? So, it says global Muslim population. So the global Muslim population, there's some colors there. The darker, like the red and the dark one, the dark brown and orangey is where the orange and the dark, like towards brown is where the Muslim population in the world, where the Muslim live. And those countries right now is going through droughts. A lot of them don't have enough water. We are still having water, but we are using other people's water a lot. So we have to be careful. So we have to be careful when we use water, because we have to see that our brothers and sisters in other parts of the world, they are actually suffering of not having enough water at the moment, and they are going through a drought. That means they don't have enough food also. Not only water, but if you don't have water, then you cannot grow your crops. Oops. And not only that, water is less, but then because of climate change, somebody mentioned about the ice melt, right? Ice melt in the North Pole, so the sea is getting higher now. So the sea level is rising up. So when the sea level is rise, you will ask question. So why? I mean, like if only like rising like one foot, for example, it's not going to make any problem, right? Because it's just like, yeah, my feet is going to be wet. But no, but then wait. So like, okay. So when the water, yes? That's a good explanation. So I'm going to share what she said. Can you come? Can you come to the front? So Sarah, can you share what you just said to me about like the ice melting and then like the sea level?
Okay.
So everybody listen to Sarah. Okay?
If we keep letting the ice at the North and South poles melt, the water will collect in the oceans. And when the water collects in the oceans, the sea levels start to rise. And it might be a good thing if there's more water, but we can't drink that water. That is salt water. We have to drink fresh water. So when that water keeps on collecting up, it raises by 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot. Eventually, we can't live here anymore because cities like New York City, San Francisco, Los Angeles, they're all near and surrounded by water. Their homes are going to be flooded, and they're going to have to relocate to a different part of the world. And I know for a fact that none of us want to move. We love New York City, and this is our home. Why should we let our responsibility destroy ourselves?
Yes. Thank you, Sarah. That's very good, So that's very good. So what Sarah said, if the sea level, if the water in the level is more and more and more and higher, then like cities like New York City, Los Angeles, San Francisco will disappear because it's nearby water. It's going to be flooded by the seawater. But not only that, So this country, what is the name of the country? Maldives. So Maldives is an island country. So that's the island, that's the country. So Maldives is a Muslim country. They are Muslim, our Muslim brother and sisters. But Maldives, if the sea level, if the water level in the ocean is getting up, Maldives is going to be the first country to be flooded in the water, and it's going to be disappear from the face of the earth. Yeah, isn't it scary? Can you imagine if you live there and then your home is going to disappear in a few years? Well, it's getting up now in Maldives because Maldives is a very low country. It's an island country. No, it's just like some of them, they have like a marina, so they have water on that. So for this one, if only 1 foot is increased from the sea level, they're already under the water. So, yes, yeah, so it's already been predicted going to be the first country that is going to be disappear on the face of the planet if the sea level is getting up and up and up. So imagine if we live there. Those are our Muslim brothers and sisters who live in that country, in Maldives. So that's why we have to be very careful and care for our planet. Because if we're not careful, then other people will have no homes anymore. And they have to move somewhere. And it's not easy to move, right? Like Sarah just said, like, you all live here, like you all love to live here. So nobody wants to move and being forced to move. So that's just one example, but there's a lot of other countries who are going through the same thing, that they're going to be disappear from the face of the planet because of the water level in the ocean is getting up and up. Yeah, like a flood but in the ocean, the flood from the ocean. So I'm going to give like this example, how water is being used at home. So can you imagine that most of the water that we use at home is for what? The one in the bottom. For toilet flushing. Can you imagine that? We actually use like more toilet flushing than we use for drinking and cooking. What is that? No, what's that? No, this is in United States. This is in United States, not in the world. So, no, it's not. So what? So okay, can we have quiet? So what is trying what the scientists and the government are trying to do now? We use recycled water. We are going to use recycled water to be used for our flush on our toilet, because we cannot use fresh water that we can use for drinking and cooking, and we just waste it for flushing toilet. Oh, that's called, it's called organic, organic toilet. So no, I'm just giving this to let us know that we have to be careful when we use water, not to waste, because according to this data, the toilet flushing is the most water use in our daily life. So we should be cautious of that. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, that this month is the World Water Day. It's going to be commemorated in next week, March 22nd. And the theme for this year is Nature for Water. So, no, so reuse water. Yeah, so reuse water is something that water that you already use is being recycle, and then like you can use it, but not for cooking and drinking. Yeah. Yes. Yes. But it's not for cooking and drinking. So like for toilet flushing, you don't need clean water. You don't need like the. Hmm? No, no, no. Like so, they have to change the system that like the water that goes to the toilet. The toilet is only for like from the recycled water. No, so that's why it's the discussion in the world. Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You could just use the salt water since we have a lot of salt water. You could use that for the toilet.
Oh, the salt water.
Yeah.
But then the salt water also has the salt on it that yeah, it's going to damage your toilet and your other piping.
Yeah, so then use a different material.
Yeah, so that's what the scientist is going through.
Material.
Yeah, so maybe you can find this like when you grow up. You have to be the one who's going to find the solution. Okay, so we're going to talk about solution. What can we do? Somebody, what is your name? What's your name? The best man in what? Okay. Amin? Okay, Amin, can you share what you just tell me? Okay, Amin is going to share a solution because I said, oh, the water is being used a lot for flushing toilet. That is like wasting water, right? So we don't need to use like clean water that we use for drinking and cooking to flush the toilet. So Amin has some solution.
Since we have so much salt water, you could just use salt water for the toilet since we're not like drinking or doing anything that we need to be really clean for the water that's in the toilet.
So inshallah, when Amin grows up, he's going to work on that, trying to find solution to use ocean water that we can use for something it's not for drinking or cooking. Anybody else has a solution? What should we do? You have solution? Come. What is? Come. What's your name? You have a solution? You have something? Okay. Okay, listen up. Ifra is going to share something.
Since we use water a lot, we should try to really respect the water since Allah gave us as a gift, and we should use the water less.
Yes, thank you, Ifra. So to use water less. So I encourage teacher to give like what is that, like a project or assignment to the students, like based on their levels, to like find solutions. Like like you can do a lot of things to try to find solution how to save water. It should be fun. It's not going to be like okay, so let's see. This is the one that I'm suggesting, the eco wudu, the trying to do a wudu challenge. So inshallah, we can have this before the end of school year. Maybe we can have a competition or something that is fun, but also like learning how to save water when we make wudu. So there is a YouTube also that there's an ulama that show how to use wudu, how to use water for wudu in a very minimum way. Because the Prophet never wastes any water. He never wastes any water. And he used only a little water to make wudu. Yes, baby.
Have water, we won't survive.
Oh, yes. If we don't have water, we won't survive because we need water to live. Right? So this is going to be another challenge. And these are some of the solution that is out there. We see like the automatic faucet that when you don't use it, the water just completely shut off. But with the sensor, but I hope that your generation will find a better solution than this one. These are my generation solution. Your generation have to be like better solution. You have solution? Oh yeah, that stuff is still expensive because it's still limited. But with your generation, you will find a solution that is better than this one. What?
Make your own.
Yes, make your own. And also, what's your name?
Fahim.
Okay, fine. Stand here. So you have a solution? Yeah.
My solution would be because there's so much salt water on the earth, maybe we could create something that would purify salt water so we could use it as fresh water.
All right, thank you. It's called desalinated water. It's still expensive now, but we'll see with all your, all your intelligence in the future, it's going to be available for a lot of people.
How do you recycle water?
How do you recycle water? Good questions. So, can everybody look at the screen? It's called water recycling. So what does it mean? Water cycle. But this is called like water recycling. Really?
You reuse water that is still clean?
Yes, so water recycling is just like recycling. We use water, like we use and clean the water so then we can reuse it again. So these are just some technology that use plants to clean water because Allah gives us plants that can clean water. So a certain plants can clean water.
Does salt water make you survive?
What is that?
Does salt water make you survive?
No, salt water cannot make you survive. So what we can do is we can use, yeah, it's really salty. It's not good for our body. So unless it's fish, it's good for fish. But for this water recycling, I'm just going to introduce because some of the plants, okay, so some of the plants can actually clean the water. Okay, so I'm just going to be like very fast. And some of the technology, but you can look, okay. And another thing is like water, like the hadith from our Prophet said that water has to be distributed. So remember I said that, like we need to save water here because we don't want our other children, other brothers and sisters, other human in other part of the world not to have water because we use it all of them here, right? So then we have to have kindness, that water has to be distributed like fairly to everyone.
Do you know the whole ground is filled with water?
Yes, yes, but it's still like underground water, and then we need to put it up. Okay, and then, okay, this is the last one, and this is very important. So, our Prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, okay, listen, okay? This is very important, and your teacher will ask this question. So, our Prophet created a water protection area. It's called the Harim Zone. So Harim Zone is like lakes, the river, and coastal area on the ocean. Why is it very important? That the Prophet said nobody can throw any garbage or pollute it. It has to be maintained purely and clean. Why? Because there's other creation there. There's animals, there are fish that live and depend on the water in the lake, in the river, and in the coastal area. And that's a very important ecosystem. So our Prophet, 14 centuries ago, already teach about the protection of an ecosystem. That you will learn a lot in science, that ecosystem is very important for the cycle of our life in this earth. You want to say something?
Yeah. Is the lake still clean?
What is that?
Is the lake still clean?
Yes, it should be.
How many days you could hold up without water?
Oh, how many days? I think like a human being can live like, 3 or 4, less than a week. So yes, so this Harim Zone, you will learn more about this, that protecting the water body, which is lakes, rivers, and coastal area. That is part of the sunnah of our Prophet, the teaching of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So at the end, please remember this, okay? So can we all read this together? All right, so remember that. Do not waste water even if we are in the running stream. Please be cautious of your use of water. Every time you open your tap, please be cautious. When you don't take a long shower, try to take short showers. And also, when you brush your teeth, turn it off. And then when you make wudu, don't waste water. Okay? Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much. Guys, have a seat. Whoa, 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 whoa. Have a seat, guys. Sarah. Guys, have a seat, please. We want to present this gift of appreciation. So one thing that we learned today, guys, let me get your attention. Thank you. It's not just about not wasting water. It's being mindful of being wasteful as a whole. So last week, we spent a lot of time trying to figure out why the boys' bathroom toilets were clogged. And do you know what was found? A bunch of knives and forks and stuff in the toilet. And so you want to know what that caused? Every time you flush the toilet, and Brother Abdul Rashid can confirm, every time you flush the toilet, it backed up, and it backed up, and it backed up. And so we wasted a whole bunch of water, and Brother Abdul Rashid spent countless hours mopping up water, bringing up water, and we're trying to figure out what's the matter with the toilets. And it's something as simple as you guys are not being respectful of the bathrooms, and you're putting utensils in the toilet, which causes a backup. And there's no one else but the boys. On the girls' side, you do silliness as well. You waste the soap in the bathroom. There's never any soap because the younger kids are always coming to me saying, Miss, there's not enough soap in the bathroom, but you're wasting it. I said, all right, it doesn't matter who. We all share one school. We all share the bathrooms, and we need to take care of our bathrooms. We need to take care of ourselves and our environment, and that's the message that the sister was trying to present today. So with that, I want to say thank you. Guys, say thank you. All
inshallah. You can go back to your class. Middle school, stay in the gym. Guys, please line up with your teachers.